Alright, so we are back chugging along here in Campaign 17. I did hop over to the Union side to see if I could recruit more, and I can't. They're out of volunteers, and they haven't gone through the acts that open up drafts. So it is this odd situation where, well, I guess now they've pulled slightly ahead of me in terms of men fielded, but that was not the case for much of this war, I would say. And yeah, and you know what I found out is that there actually is there's an unaffiliated part of the population. It's actually pretty big. The Union support in all of my states was 0, and you see that my support, well, North Carolina's not. Wow. So that's interesting because okay, so it was Georgia last time, was at 35, that's at 34%. So there's like 66% of the population that doesn't like the Union or doesn't support the Union or doesn't support the CSA. So that, anyways, that was eye-opening. I don't know why my support's so low in Arkansas. I mean, well, I guess Fort Smith and Carrollton would kind of explain it. But anyways, I digress. Yeah, and so we're back on the CSA side. This, I think, is just oh, okay. So that's that auto resolve. That is. Let's see. We're gonna put you in offensive stance. Army of Northern Virginia can move up here. Pickett's Corps should stay right where it is. I thought I kept. Oh. So I did unpause the game when I was on the Union side. Not for long, but I did. Why? Yeah. So that's why some things are all moved around and probably doesn't look like it makes too much sense because it doesn't. I think that's their change of stance. Yeah, so we have armies that are making bad moves, and we got to try to something. That is Hawes who we put there, so that's okay. Sure. Manny's Corps is there. They're in scouting. All right. Maybe we're going to move Hawes all the way to Augusta. That would be fine. This is our fort, right? That's a fort. Okay. And did they do anything stupid over here? Yep, they did. So don't do that. I have no idea why the AI switches to defensive. Well, it's got to be something in the maybe campaign preps or somewhere else where they think that they need to switch to. Oh my goodness! And then they created a. Oh no! Because Sibley was in charge of a corps, so. Alright, so he thinks he has Price over him. Well, then you know what? Bragg should just be part of that as well. So transfer. Oh, so they moved. Alright, so they. Bragg was in charge of the Army of Florida. That's okay. What other genius moves did the AI make while I gave them a little bit of time? Well, I don't think that these armies were ever supposed to be out of readiness. So I'll pin that on them, even though it's probably not their fault. Yeah, Colquitt. I think it was Zollicoffer's corps before. Who knows what they did? I guess I'll continue to find out what. You know what? I bet that they put a bunch of 30-pound parrots in all my batteries. Yup. And recruited a bunch more. So I'm going to put you all on pause while I go through and try to correct for all the mistakes the AI made. Alright, well, I think I figured out, at least on the artillery front, we got rid of all the 20 and 30-pound parrots. As good as they are, my reading of Earl Hess is that, they screwed this up too. I guess we'll see if that was everything, but it certainly was something. All right, we're working our way through military 3. It's hard to know kind of what we should do next. I'd hate to see the volunteer morale drop by 5%, but at this point we also need numbers, so might have to just say, hang in there, boys. Alright, so we've tied down most of our forces in Northeast Virginia. I do want to try to do something about this corps over here. I don't like them hanging out here. Hills Corps. So they replaced 8. I'm pretty sure this was 8. Oh, there's 2 Hills Corps. Wait. I don't know how that happened, but it did. Can that hill take on... Actually, maybe. That's a definite maybe. We're still not to June, so we got a ways to go. Army of Florida needs to pull on back here. All right, we retook one of the forts there in Northeast Virginia. That should allow things to open up. Man, they have this army over here, First Corps. All right, let's continue to chug on through here and see what we see with Maney's Corps. Yeah, it doesn't look like anybody else is using the railroads right now, so we're okay. But man, these Union armies are just running amok down here, and it's a little bit annoying for trying to keep the readiness of my forces up, and also to try to keep state support high. If they keep running around capturing these towns in the IAPs, it's yeah, it's annoying. So, all right, we'll see how that goes. Over here, okay, Cooper can function. Who is this? Garland. Okay, Garland's not who I really care about. Oh my goodness, man. So this was Hall's Corps down there. All right, that is a pretty even fight. Yeah, that's a pretty even one. So, yeah, we got to fight it. All right, what do we find out here? All right, oh my, we gotta bust 8 points. I think this is a relatively small map though. It just so happens that we have to cross somewhere here. So there are several crossings, though that one's not linked to a road. Actually, I mean, this one's kind of close to one. So is that one. I think the artillery was pretty even. How on earth is that wide enough to be a river? I think it's just wide enough to be a river. This looks like the pits. I think the plan, though, is to go for this. It's got 3 crossings that are relatively close to one another, so we don't have to fight the entire thing as a single choke point. We can fight it over 3 choke points. There's cover on both sides. It's going to hamper movement, but it will at least kind of be symmetrical, and we'll just hope to kind of win that fight. Otherwise, there's no like sneaky move down here that I can think of. They may actually be over here. I don't know where they are, so I think we're gonna have to hop in and find out where they are, but this is likely gonna be the way to go. Otherwise, they're sitting on 8 points on a close map, and we'd have to go all the way up over here, then down here, and that'd be giving up a lot of time, so I'm not sure about that. All right, so we're gonna go into day 2 here, and this is all we were able to do in about 8 hours, was move from here to here. I thought it was a small map, and it was, but yet again, my forces decided they were going to march in line rather than in column. So, Yeah, that went about as well as you would imagine it would go. We got the bubble deploy forward because we had Sheep's Cav up there. So that was pretty nice. And now the plan is to kind of just move up. We're going to have one division go for each of those crossings there. And yeah, that's it. They move back, which kind of actually helps them. Well, I mean, it helps me get across. Obviously, I can get across uncontested, but then it's a bit rough. Obviously, over here it opens up. They only have a fence though, so the cover is kind of symmetrically bad. Or you can move slowly, disorganized, and do all your shooting at close range over here. That might also happen. So we'll see. We'll move Hawes up here. I'm gonna tell Hawes now to tell them no. We're not gonna be on charge the whole time. Though we might have to do that. The plan for right now, I think, is still we're gonna tell people medium range. I have a feeling these units are just not gonna go. They're just gonna march in line the whole way. These guys disrupted. I don't know why the Cav can figure this out, but nobody else can here. I mean, as stupid as this is, I guess this is just what we have to do. The artillery can figure it out, but nobody else can. The only thing I'm not too sure about on their side is that this group over here, they got a lot of good shooting, but they're going to end up shooting in the woods. Right now, Sheep is moving into cover here, but I'm thinking maybe as the Cav kind of move out and have them screen the left a little bit. Maybe when we get our divisions across, we'll send most of the skirmishers. We'll send maybe the skirmishers from Coleman's division up to support Sheep's Cav and just try to hold down this left side. Send all the skirmishers from Bowen and Randolph's division over here to try to hold that, and then just throw all the infantry brigades 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Throw them at what I think is their middle division and hope for the best. I don't know if this is victory points or morale or both. Yeah, so it's not morale, which is good for us. Objectives, it is what it is. Apparently we both had desertions. I did not see the number. I just saw they're probably comparable. Yeah, well, they're a little bit higher on our side, but that's, I think, to be expected. All right, they are there. We're going to get them loose, and we'll get them prone. But yeah, we'll try to tar pit the two flanks, and then just go from there. But this is just absurdly slow, man. Like Randolph, you should be able to figure this out. Bowen, obviously I don't want you there. I want you there. And Coleman, same thing. Like you guys, all right, you figured that out. I'm okay. You know, this is the big victory point. I wonder if I could cap it being that close. It is a dangerous game. We're going to move that battery up. And we'll move that one there. And we'll move cable across as well. Yeah, because I think I'm actually a good deal closer to it than they are. sound down. All right, there goes that. So. Okay, we'll go prone. As much as I'd love to silence the guns, we can't rush Shoop's Cav up without any sort of support. I don't know if double quick will get these guys to move faster. I have no idea. I mean, it should, right? But they shouldn't be moving this slow anyways. I'm not sure why that so they're going to move that battery up. I mean, that battery could have been over there. Let's lay down. And maybe I pause you, because if yesterday, and apparently that battery just broke. All right, fun. Yeah, we'll bring you back. All right, so I did not leave you for long because it looks like they're moving. Well, I mean that they are moving, but you can tell that this is also bugged out because usually the red line underlines the men, not the horses. So I'm not too sure what they're doing. They're counterbatting, I know that. I had to stop these guys because apparently they are bugged and they think that they need to move all the way back in order to move forward. I'm tempted to just exit this battle, save it, exit it, and come back in, and maybe with a fresh reload the game will be less terrible in terms of its movement. But with the numbers so close and the victory points against us, I'd hate to lose just because the game can't figure out how to move people a little bit more quickly here. But who are these guys, right? So that's Cable. So I don't know why they just don't go pick up their guns. Well, they're unstable, so we'll give them a moment there. This is much better on their part. Though I'm not sure that my overall plan would change that much. Yeah, I'd send Shoop out there to engage Hovey. Okay. They're fine. Bowen is more or less where he ought to be. Randolph is the only laggard. And we can't send them back, but we'll try to send them back. Pelham appears to want to break. Oh, and they've become fragmented and exhausted. And now they think that they need to recross back over the river that we just crossed. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I know that retreating is stupid and that they're going to make me pay a much higher penalty for it, but I can feel that I'm starting to get frustrated with the basic stuff. I mean, I understand, right? That's how every commanding general felt about the subordinates. It's like, why can't they just get anything right? But I'm going to start to rush things. We're going to throw people away, and Hopefully we don't take too many casualties from this. Certainly not too many more than them, but this was not our battle. Not played well on my part, but man, there is nothing like waiting for the AI to figure out pathfinding of troops in marching formation with roads. And look how quickly Shoot broke. And that was the longest, like, 16 ticks of the talk I've ever experienced. I will say that something I found out when I switched sides, and actually I should look for it now, is that the AI was not using its subsidies again. So after I had started the campaign on their side and got all those subsidies up, something happened that they were not taking them. So that was a big loss for them. Yeah, Hawes is going to pull back, whatever. That's fine. What is the first score here looking like? Well, gotta respect him. And Hawes, maybe you just gotta come back here. Alright, once you're done retreating, maybe we'll bring you back. I'd like to get rid of this first score. And it looks like Hill should be able to do it. Let's send him over and find out. No, I don't want to move by river. I don't want to... Yeah, I don't want to move by river. Okay, these two jokers are here. Use the railroads, since it looks like they're free at the moment. Alright, we've done that. Alright, you're trying to do something. You are doing something. Oh. Civ Order is looking a lot better than it was, but I'm really trying to hold out, yeah, for recruitment offices. Oh, and we get a farm mechanization. That is a nice 1-2. It should be a nice 1-2 for the volunteers, so we'll keep an eye out for that. Let me take a look at the finances here. Tariffs are absolute trash here. I mean, it's basically it looks like there's nothing coming in, and although, you know, Union has shut down a fair amount. So maybe I just don't know on the subsidy front. Maybe I keep taking them for a little while, and maybe we'll find something to spend, but I don't think that's going to be the case for credit rating after the next take. 6 million. Yeah, we'll see. Politics I could use for the support. Agriculture, I really doubt that I'm going to be able to use it. We'll turn it down. And you know what? With trade being as low as it is, how close am I to trade deals? Because if we can get one take of trade deals, fine, do it. And then, oh, they took trade. They must have taken trade deals. I don't even think I'm going to spend much of anything on it. Yeah. That's kind of where that is. Alright. Evans Corps, which apparently thinks it's great. Maybe they are. All right. Are they retreating? They are retreating. Okay. What are they doing? They're marching. I'm guessing that, yeah, it's a one core army of Kentucky. All right. We'll bring this hill back. I think that they're bringing some armies in from... Oh, I thought it was this corps. Maybe it was moving up. I would not have thought they wanted to come in here for a fight, but if they do... I would take Manny and Hawes and throw it at him. And then maybe take the rails down to Macon, and then maybe try to deal with Augusta. Take back Georgia. It's a long shot, but that's where we are. Alright, you're still working. You know, the other part of me is thinking invasion of Kentucky. Get it out of the Union camp, get it into ours, and get a state with high morale, and maybe raise our national morale. You know what? Well, it sounds good. It sounds good, but we'll see. Cooper's Corps, blah, blah, blah. I wonder how easily I could get to Grafton. Using, yeah, rail and that. Let's just see. Send him on an expedition. He's out of supply anyway, so we might as well move him around. Okay, we'll get Pickett scouting, get that readiness back. I'm also wondering if I ever actually get Georgia back, if I can use one corps and then just take the forts. Well, I don't know. I think we can take Port Royal by land and retake our ports that way. I don't know. Moorhead probably not. Oh, we haven't even taken back Fort Monroe. That seems like that might be a job for Pickett. If there's no imminent Union invasion. Yeah, we know all that. Admin reform, not going to worry about it. Policies, how close are we? I know our support's low, and so everything is dragging, but all right, about a half month. So, yeah, if this hill goes, it's going to be just him. I don't like that. Army of Western Tennessee. There's no evidence that that army has anything. Let's send this hill down here. Since there's nothing but immobility there, and I'm not sure that he's strong enough to act on his own. Let's get him to act in concert with Haw and Maney. Alright, offensive, yes. We gotta stay offensive here. So if Hill comes in and defends here, then we could send these two for Macon. Yeah, I like that idea. Let's see what Hill looks like when he gets in, but that's... Oh, we might get caught in a battle here. Maybe not. Okay, what are these? Are these not... These are not real armies. Oh. If I always forget to turn the volume down in battle, I will even more likely Forget to turn it back up when we're in campaign. Alright, Evan's Court has some mobility here. Alright, we don't want to watch that. Alright, let's see how that hill does. I wonder if we abandon Arkansas, come out here, move up to Columbus, and then cross and go to St. Louis. I wonder if we could make them give up most of their gains in Arkansas, or all of them, and then potentially also get Missouri to flip. That would bring in another, should be, I think, a pretty high morale state. Make it more difficult for the Union to move through later. I don't know. Alright, what's the deal over here? We're capturing that. That's great. Are we supplied yet? Let's abandon this. We'll burn it down. Get Grafton. We'll try to get Wheeling. Come back to Grafton. Oh. Take Charleston. So this is, I don't know. I don't care. Alright, we'll order them up there. And if they have to run, they run. It's fine. Alright, you're moving there. You're moving there. And Rosser is gonna try to get there as well. Whoa. Alright, we're gonna try to not run ourselves into the red, but I really want to take that fort. Cooper's gonna steal Wheeling. That's great. Alright, you don't need to be in scouting for that. Hill, who it takes so long to get that readiness, he can definitely go back in. Alright, we gotta take these guys out of scouting. Uh-oh. That might have been another AI thing. I don't know. That is a huge core. It's got 40,000, and that's about what we got. got this back. Alright, Cooper, who is playing a very dangerous game over there. Alright. Garland Jr. can move up. Alright, they're losing supply. Alright, you know what? It's time to throw everything at them. Maybe if we get readiness back, we go for Fort Whipple. Oh, they had a core out here. Are you kidding me? All right, that's us. Oh, yeah. Bounties. What do we want? Bounties. Volunteer unit morale drops by 5. Number of volunteers up 10%. That helps. National morale -3. I need to marshal all the morale I can. I think that's why I can't do Revenue Act 3. I don't want to lose support either. What else? What else is around here that might help? I don't think so. I think it's bounties too, which is going to take more than 2 months. I wonder if we get Hill here, if he'll be able to be on the defensive. Oh, Lou Wallace. 26,000 against 33,000. I think if we're on the defensive, we have a chance. Seems like a better chance than, right, if we're not, if we have to attack, so. That's what passes for my thinking there. Oh, did these guys? I don't know if they read my mind or not. Wouldn't do them any good if they did, because then they're just stuck with my ideas. All right. What is this? Alright, so this is pretty much the same as the last battle. At 40 minutes, I don't know how I feel about this at 40 minutes, because it's going to be a lot of waiting for reinforcements. Actually, you know what, the battle, though, because it's going to mostly be you on pause, I think I can do it. So if you've never seen this before, this is a reminder that if you kind of know you're going to start late in the day and you want to make a lot of ground, if you end up moving your stuff and keeping it spread out, the kind of redeployment bubbles all link together. And so this army down here, Hawes's Corps, this is the one from earlier in the video. Yeah, it was these guys. They came in overnight, but we're going to be able to redeploy them all the way forward for the next day's battle. So if you learn nothing else from this video, you learn that. All right, so we're gonna recall those. We don't need either of them. Thinking about cold steel, it's not necessary for this. But we'll move Pemberton's cab and Shoop's over to there. We'll let them move first. Well, at least first on the left. Hindman can move here. Jackson can move up there. And Lawton can set back there. We can move it up to 5x because that's just fine. Who else could we move? We could move Bowen over here. We can get Randolph moving over here. All right, maybe I pause you because once again this is taking forever. All right, so we are just about across. We're in a couple of different stages here, but I think we're gonna move the cabin. We're kind of losing the artillery duel, and so we're gonna send our cabin over here. They've made the same mistake, or at least, well, it wasn't a mistake the first time they did it because they won, but they've put a lot of their force over here where it's kind of slow if it wants to come through and help the center. They're exposed on the left, particularly to this cavalry. The infantry are different, so Jackson's 2 brigades, I think, are both fine. Like, they're good to go. It looks like much of, what is this, Hindman's division is ready to go. Bowen's, I don't think that that's true. For Randolph, I know that many of these just got into position, so they're going to be a while before they're functional. Coleman is still getting across, so they have cohesion and fatigue issues all over the place. So I don't really want to go in too piecemeal, but if we can go over against this flank and not have it be the end of the world, and maybe give our artillery some time to try to catch up in the counter battle, because they got 2 batteries up here that are doing a number on the batteries that are down here. Robertson got leveled in the first salvo. He went down wounded, so too bad for him. I kind of wanted to start on this left first because they had the furthest to go, and then pretty much Maney's core was to just hold things up in the woods while the cav and the infantry from Hawes' corps swept everything that was in the field. But that has become more difficult. I think we're still behind. We are. The AI has accumulated a lot of objective points, so we're behind there, but I think we're ahead in morale. And maybe also on losses, but it's close and it's relatively small on the losses front. Did I give all those? Oh, I did not give all of those. Some counterbat orders. I guess I could have these guys lay down. Supposed to be set to medium range, but we'll have them lay down. Same thing with all of them. I have no idea what's up with these guys. They've had their order. Okay, so I guess that's an order they understand, but... Yeah, I'm gonna go with half that division. Everybody's laying down in the woods now while they're getting their morale back. At least everybody's, I believe, getting shot. Maybe they're not. Maybe they might be getting some overshooting from the counterbats, so we'll get them down. I guess I can't click this. There we go. If you know what this is, feel free to tell me. I don't know what that is. There is a battery stuck back there. Guys do not want to lay down. It's a really good idea to do. So this is over. Alright. Well rested. Alright, you're just not gonna listen. That's fine. We can take the casualties. We can afford to fall behind a bit on objective points up here. We can come back from all that, but I don't want to give up one thing we definitely have going for us, which is numbers. What is this? Division is ready to go. Winded, tired, rested, and rested. Let's wait for them to get winded. Something less than they are now. I can detach them. Except they won't be part of the army-wide orders or the division orders. Okay. only noticed it with cav before, but now I'm noticing it with infantry as well. And with cav, it was usually only stuff moving backwards. But it is grim. That's why I don't fight more than one battle in one episode, because I forget to turn the sound back down. Wow, they broke those dudes? Holy moly. Alright. Oh, it's Lawton's division. Alright, well. It's good, I guess. Ooh, fire while moving. Alright, we'll claim these guns. I don't know if it'll help. Oh, and Shoop just broke for reasons only he can know. Alright, it's just mopping up. So despite the scale of that one, casualties were lighter than I thought, but in relative terms, they were very good for us. Alright, what do we learn here? So, for them, 650 killed. So, that's like, yeah, it's going to be about 5,000 off the board for them. For us, it's 328 off the board plus some percentage of the missing and wounded 356. Yeah, but that's almost like 10-1 in terms of relative troops off the board. And most, well, I would say as important, because they don't have their drafts yet and they also have support issues. But hopefully that means that we can push them out of this part of Georgia. As long as Hill only has to face the First Corps, and if Hill can do it on the defensive, I think he's got a chance to hold on his own. I don't know. What else do we have to worry about here in Georgia? I know I would like to get Fort Walker back because it gives us the port. Yeah, I'd like to deal with that as well. I mean, there's a lot we still need to do, but first things first, let's try to take away their mobility, beat their armies, and go from there. This is going to be a problem. I don't know where the core is. This looks like it's just the Army HQ. If that's true, if that is true, I know what we can do in the next episode. We can retake Fort Smith for free. I have no idea why they would pull back here. They had a good push. I guess I'll have to look for this one in the next episode as well. Over here, this is still ongoing. It's in our favor. So that's good news. Yeah, if we can win that, that'll certainly help. In Virginia, and over here, we're still relatively immobilized. Well, Pickett's got some mobility. But these two don't. So we'll keep an eye out for that. Anyways, there was actually a lot that happened in this episode. Oh, and that was us taking Fort Monroe. So yeah, a lot done. It did not start well at all, but it has ended on a much higher note than things started. And we're up to 52 national morale, but this is the problem. The national support continues to drop. So in addition to some of the other things I mentioned, I wonder if this is either a volunteer thing that they just did, or if they're going to get drafts soon. In which case they'll get numbers, but their support might fall faster. But the argument for going for Kentucky is that when you take it, it has like a target support. It'll try to get to like 75, and so that will raise the overall national support average, and that should help national morale. In the end, it's national morale which will cost us. That decides whether you win or lose the campaign, but support affects all the big things that really contribute to that. So we will see. The campaign, I actually don't know if it's any closer now than it was at the beginning of this episode, because we went up in the national morale direction but down in the support. So I guess we'll have to do another episode and find out.